Three of the most important things that manifestors learn too late. So, have you known anyone or personally yourself and you've been trying to manifest something, trying really hard to make something work, and still the manifestations are not working? Or you've known someone or you've seen someone try really hard, try to make things really work, and yet the manifestations didn't come out or didn't come to fruition as you planned. So I'm Rohit. I've been studying about law of attraction manifestation for years now, and I help people expand their awareness and help get in touch with their higher self so that they can create their dream reality. So these are one of the three most important lessons I learned on my manifestation journey, because there was a point I was reading so much, I was trying to learn, trying to evolve as a spiritual being, trying to connect myself with the source, with the universe, God, whomever, whatever term you feel appropriate to use, and I still was not getting consistent results. I was getting some results here and there, but not really getting the proper results. So this is a very common problem with people who get into personal development, spiritual development, any kind of result, any kind of this world where we can really evolve ourselves or change the world around us or impact people in a positive way, our life, our family members' life, other people's lives as well, and impact them in a very, very positive way. We get caught up in this cycle of too much consumption of too much information. This is something I have seen. I've done it in the past as well. When I really got into manifestation and when I got a couple of results, it really, it kind of drew me to this. I'm like, oh my God, I never knew about this, and this thing actually works. And what I now need to do is consume as much information as I can on this planet. So I got into reading a lot. I read almost maybe 45 books on law of attraction, manifestation, spirituality, intention, lot of books, right? From Neville Goddard to Esther Hicks to Dr. Wayne Dyer to Michael Beckwith, Eckhart Tolle, you just name the authors. I tried to read all the things, and I felt like I was learning so much, I was evolving, and there were some small shifts which were taking place. I'll be honest, there were some small shifts which were taking place, but really I wasn't really having those big mega shifts in my life. There wasn't nothing changing on a very significant basis, and I felt like I was growing, but I was really growing very slowly. And I guess we all need to go through that phase of those 3 to 6 months where we consume a lot of this information, and then we realize we have just been consuming and not actually putting into practice. There's a lot of people who read about Neville Goddard or Esther Hicks or The Secret or the Rhonda Byrne. They always tell me, I read The Secret, I've read Neville Goddard, I've read Power of Fairness, I've read 5 Lessons, I've read, just name any of his books or any of his stories. But my question to you is, have you made it a part of your life? Have you implemented it? For example, a lot of people read about Neville Goddard. They love it. They love the idea of manifestation. They love the power of creating your own reality, but they never formally do their sessions. They randomly, maybe one night, they feel like, okay, I should try manifesting tonight, and they try to manifest and they can't really do it. And then they kind of go halfway and they don't try to do it on a consistent basis, and then they kind of let it go. They do it sometimes they don't do it, right? So they're not being consistent with it. And this is when information is very different than application, right? People say knowledge is power. I said application of knowledge is the real power. Application of the right knowledge is the real power. Just knowledge in itself is just knowledge. It doesn't do anything, right? So that's one thing. So what I would suggest is choose any one teacher, anyone, right? Don't try to learn from hundreds of teachers. Choose one or two, maximum two. I would highly suggest just stick to one teacher and find out their top 3 are the most, the learnings or teachings which resonate the most with you. and just practice those consistently for the next 60 days or the next 30 to 60 days. Let's say you really believe in revision, right? Every night when you come back to home, you take a deep breath, you go into a relaxed state, and you revise your day. There's something in your day which didn't go as planned. You revise and imagine as if it went to plan, as if it went well, right? And you keep on doing that, and you will see eventually the shifts which will start happening. That is number one thing. Number two, this is something which I have seen. People constantly doubt the author. What I'm going to suggest might sound very counterintuitive. Whenever you read a book or an author, I want you to forget about everything else you have learned in your past. Whenever you're consuming a new set of information, go in with a clean slate, like a child, as if you don't know anything and you're willing to try everything. Right? So if you're reading about Rhonda Byrne and her book, The Secret or Magic, any of her books, just go in with a clean slate. Do not judge the author. Do not judge yourself with the information. Just drop all the judgments and just give your 100% to the teachings and apply and try to apply it properly and stay consistent with it. Do not doubt it constantly. Otherwise, you will be just taking away the power of that manifestation or creating that dream life because you will be constantly doubting it. So I'm going to tell you an example of the book, The Magic. So my mom does a different version of magic. Magic is basically, it centers around gratitude journaling, right? Being grateful for all the things in your life, what you have accomplished, even small things in your health, wealth, relationships. And you can just journal every night or every day things you're grateful for, and you feel those emotions throughout your body, and you let that gratitude, that gratefulness wash all over you. And that is how you create that powerful, emotion in you, and which activates the law of attraction, and more of these things come into your life, right? So my mom did it, and I tried to teach it to my dad, and he tried it a couple of times. He's like, I don't know if this thing works. I'm not even sure. And he really didn't believe in the author. He didn't believe that these things will work. And my mom kept doing it. She kept practicing gratitude journaling, and her life became more and more better, and more wonderful things kept attracting to her. And when I started doing gratitude journaling, the first few days I was a little bit doubtful, but then I said, I need to commit 100%. I need to give it all, and I need to believe that this will work out. And guess what? We got the results our dad did, because he was constantly doubting the teacher. If you're constantly doubting the teacher and the learning or the teachings, and if you don't have the 100% faith there, you don't have to be 100%, to be honest. Even if you are above, I'm just coming up with an arbitrary number, like 78%. If you really believe, if your wanting or desire is stronger than the doubts, that's how I would say, you will create what you want. You will attract the things which you want. The manifestation or the law of attractions will start working in your favor. So that is what I really suggest, is to come in with a clean set, give it your best, and do it for at least 60 days. At least 60 days on a consistent basis before you even expect to get any results. And you will see the magic. You will see how quickly and effortlessly you get the results. It is amazing. Okay. So I want to talk about number 3. The point number 3 is when people do manifestation or visualization, affirmation, or any kind of enchantment, incantation, whatever, a lot of people think of it as a chore, or it's like something they have to do to create something. Now what this does is, if you approach any kind of tool you're using, basically visualization, law of attraction, all these things, even scripting, journaling, affirmations, all these things are basically tools. And if you're approaching them from a point of view of like, oh, again it's time for manifestation, oh, again it's time for writing my affirmations, oh, again I have to listen to that audio, whatever, right? If you approach the learnings that way, you're not truly bringing in the best version of yourself, or you're not really tapping into your higher self. And so you will not be able to create that for you. That is the most important thing to consider, because if we are going and we are approaching this as a chore, as something I have to do, then that's what happens. It becomes more and more cumbersome, and it becomes more and it feels more and more like a chore. So what I really suggest is just drop it and enjoy. Have fun with your law of attraction manifestation sessions, whatever you do. Enjoy it, and bringing all your senses when you do it, bringing all your feelings. When I do the gratitude journaling, I bring in all my senses. What I was thinking, was I smelling something, was I listening to certain sounds, was I feeling something. It just feels wonderful. I feel happy, joyous, and like I can feel, or if I let's say I'm grateful for a certain food, right? And it's delicious. So taste, what I taste about the food, how does it taste? Tastes wonderful, amazing. I'm so grateful for that, right? It has so many flavors and wonderful. What I can smell, food has certain smell. So grateful for the smell. It feels amazing. Wow, I just feel wonderful. Now, just by reimagining that thing, I again feel great. You can sense my state is going up. So that's what's happening. And then, for example, you see it. When you see that deliciously well prepared meal, how do you feel? It feels great to look at it. Just by looking at it, you feel, kind of amazing. You're like, I'm gonna have this food. It feels awesome. Right? Even before you get into that, you get excited and all that, right? And if you're sharing with your friend, or maybe your loved one, and maybe you're touching them, holding the hand, or feeding them, or anything like that, you just feel the sensation of touch. So as you can see, I brought in all my senses to that act, right? And now I'm just being grateful for those things which have happened in my life. But this could be an imaginal act. This could be an act which you want to happen in the future, but you bring in all your senses and you do not doubt the teacher or the teachings. That is how you really transcend all these limitations, and you really take your manifestations to the next level. When a lot of these wonderful things kind of attract to you effortlessly, and they come to you very fast, very quickly. So that's I wanted to share. These are not just a few, but one of the most important things I've seen a lot of manifestors get wrong, or they kind of stumble upon these things. And there are many more, but I consider these three to be the most important ones. If you have known anyone, or if you have experienced yourself being in one of these states or doing one of these things, please post them in the comment section below. I would love to know your thoughts about it. If you have any suggestions, any questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I would try to help as many people as I can. So if you found this video useful, please like the video and subscribe to this channel to find more content related to manifestation and law of attraction. And until then, I wish you great success with your manifesting sessions. Take care. Cheers.